Welcome, 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 welcome to Serious, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. You know when it does that in songs, and it goes like, all right. So to just kind of get a sort of I'm gonna play one game in this Super Blitz arena for the purpose of just people sometimes say you should play in the Super Blitz arena or something like that, and so I'm going to do it. Despite the fact that no, I do not believe I'm allowed to either either I do not believe I am allowed to play and that I'm playing in a version which is only available to people who are on the naughty list. And by naughty, I mean basically if you say anything they don't like, then you're bad. And that's pretty much where it stands from my view. Of course, I also believe that it is entirely possible that I'm gonna just go there so that I can, and then I'll take it. I believe it's entirely possible that the version that I'm playing in is like the most commonly found one. I'm gonna play this first, and then I'm gonna play this and this. Still, no, that still loses a pawn. So is there a way that I have of getting my knight to go somewhere better? Probably. Yeah, probably. I can probably play this. Then is this going to come with a concern about that? Well, yes, it would. Yes, it would. So that maybe needs this move to be played first. Okay. So now I will proceed as planned. Okay. Now the idea actually wasn't so much to go there, although that was certainly a threat, but the more pertinent idea was to transfer this knight there. I don't know if I finished what I was saying or not. The point that I was making was that I think that what I'm playing in is probably like the most commonly available version of a chess arena on Lichess. I think this is basically what you get. Now the idea is pretty simple, which is that if I play here, he takes. Okay, so we'll just go through this. I go here, he takes, I take, and then he takes back looking like he wins a pawn, but then I take the rook. So that's the idea. And then since he does not go for that, and that is a very annoying move, let's simply play this move. That will prevent me from moving my own piece, but it will also allow me to play this move. Okay, he goes ahead and plays there. So now I'm going to try to extract him. He doesn't have any terribly useful move after this that I see. Now if he decides to take the pawn, same thing. Okay, great. So now I take there, and now I don't have to worry so much about his pawns. In fact, I can play this move to keep them in place, and I can move my queen up and around. So I'm certainly playing this game as if it were absolutely a human being. I also might want to think about playing this move to prevent the knight from coming down. I can't do it here, although playing here now is actually not as bad. Okay, well, now I don't need to play that. But now let's go ahead and let's play this move, which will allow me to possibly come up and over, threatening checkmate at some point. Maybe not at this point. I can also play this move, going at the pawn and going here. It was sort of a quick decision that I didn't do the math on, but as you see, my opponent's playing extremely fast. So I don't see any way that he traps me. If he plays this move, I play this move. Then I can go back down here. But no matter what happens, it looks like I'll actually probably lose this game. The reason that I'll probably lose this game is very simple, which is that my opponent has played extremely well. So he's made it almost impossible for me to do anything. And that is, of course, no matter how you want to look at it, that's certainly going to be a problem for me at this very moment. Let's go ahead and play that move. Trying to get rid of the knight, looking for any checkmate threat I could possibly have. Okay, so now let's go ahead and play this move. Definitely want to think about playing that move. Okay, and I'm definitely going to play this move. Picking up a free piece, but it won't matter because I only have 3 seconds left. Okay, and now I can simply go here. And now I can go up there. And I lost the game. Great. All right, so I'll do a quick analysis of that game. Let's see how well myself and my opponent played. I'd actually guess that I played a little bit better than my opponent, but that I believe that that adequately demonstrates why I don't want to play in these arenas, because I don't believe that a person rated 1631, as my opponent was, actually can ordinarily play as well as this. So I played 93%, the 23 upon loss, no blunders, no mistakes, and just 3 inaccuracies. I would review the game, but there was really nothing there because I didn't have a forced mate sequence, which I knew during the game, and also because I was winning easily, but simply wouldn't have enough time, as my opponent doesn't need time. He is very likely a robot and does not require the use of time in his games. So now we're going to move on to puzzles. Great. All right, so now the puzzles will be played against the only opponent is myself. Whoa. Think about that. All right, so now I'm looking at this puzzle, and the first thing that I see is that if I play that move, I would then be threatening this. So I'm wondering to myself, why wouldn't I play this move? I would have to look for something better. And the only thing that could possibly be better is if I were to move the order of operations around. In other words, if I were to play a move like this first with check, he takes back, I go here. Then the queen blocks, and I take there. And I'm thinking to myself, that sounds like a great idea. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this move. And that's correct. So now, let's finish the job and take here. That was a great puzzle. It has a 2021 rating. It's been played 4,432 times. Today I'll be writing I wish I could take a vote. I'm doing the, what number is it? So this is a puzzle where, if you notice, if I were to take here, and he were to take here, then I could certainly take here. However, he would be able to take here, and that's the problem. So how do I avoid this? Well, it's actually very simple, because I have a move that can disrupt the order of events, and it's this move. In order to play this move, the only thing is that this comes with check. So the only question is, do I have to take this first? And the answer is probably yes. The answer is yes, because if that takes, then here, protecting it. So I take here first, and now I take here. Great. All right, that puzzle is a 2031 rating. It's been played 5,396 times. Almost back to that 2,200 rating I had last night. And I looked back at the footage just for a second, and I noticed that I almost definitely would have would have gotten that done. Most nice. The first thing I see when I look at this puzzle is that this pawn is pinned, and in most puzzles, you have to exploit pins. So the first idea that I have is, by pushing this pawn up, is that going to do me any good? And my answer is probably yes, but I'm not exactly certain of that. So I want to just very quickly look at this, and I'm actually seeing one move that is definitely better, which would be this move, moving the bishop to this square. He doesn't have any way of checking me. The only way he has of stopping this checkmate, because the pawn can't move, would be to either defend the pawn like this, in which case I push. Yep. And then, even though the queen does patrol the queening square, if he has to move to that square, then I would definitely have the ability to just take this instead. So the only question I have is whether I want to play that pawn move first. For some reason, I don't think I would want to. I think I want to play this first, and that's correct. And so to stop checkmate, I now have to take here. Yeah? Yeah. All right, great. And now the only question is what to block with. Well, it's very simple. The only one that I don't have to lose a piece in. Actually, there's two ways to not lose a piece. And I don't want him. I don't want him to take this. So I do just drop right back down, and it connects to that. So perfect. Bam. All right, I gained 13 points. That has a puzzle rating of 2125. It's been played 2,071 times. All right, on to the next puzzle. So now the first thing I see when I look at this puzzle is that I have some interesting ideas. The queen is defended. So do I have to be afraid of that being taken? Well, not so much as the knight is undefended. And I am noticing to myself when I look at this puzzle that I can play the move like this. And what's the idea with this? Well, when he takes back, I would not take the queen. I would take with check. And if he takes my queen, then I have this intermezzo move, an in-between move, where I take with check, disrupting the order of events, and I take there. And that's going to be the right move. We hit him with the check and take back the queen. That was a great puzzle. Has a rating of 2123. It's been played 5,237 times. My rating is back up to 2218. It's good to see me playing well again, isn't it? You probably don't care. That's okay. You probably don't exist. So it's all good, homie. And I called you homie. All right, so now one of the first thing I see when I look at this puzzle is that while my queen and my rook defend each other, I'm down an exchange. In other words, I have a minor piece where he has two rooks, but we both have a queen. And he does have this very scary kind of ominous threat of maybe taking the rook, and then after I take back, pushing the pawn and looking for a checkmate. Now, of course, there are things that defend against that, but that's just an example of the kind of threat that could be posed by my opponent in this position, and also kind of a good idea of how I look at the board. And the first thing I see when I look at this puzzle is that I do have the ability, perhaps, to take here or something like that. Because then, but you know, I think the better move to be played would be this move, and then to play the, no, I'm missing something here. I feel as though I'm missing something here. Now, what am I missing? Well, it could be a move like this. However, then he pushes, and I probably lose the game on the spot. So I'm wondering to myself, how do I deal with this? Well, it's not very simple. So my temptation would be to simply take there first. He takes back. And then the only thing I really have to think about is how to keep an eye on this square behind me. It's not a huge deal at this exact moment, but it is a bit of a threat and one I'm thinking about. And I'm also thinking about taking there first for the reason that the knight is not defended and the queen is. So actually, this is a very difficult puzzle. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. The other scary thing is about this move. If he takes back, then, well, then I take there. Well, I might get this wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the rook. Well, yeah. Well, okay. So let me do this one more time. Okay, so if I take the knight first, I take the knight. He takes there. I take there. He takes there. I'm wondering, well, I can't move the rook to the side because then he'll check me. So I don't have that ability. So let's go ahead and let's just try to take this first. That's wrong. And that's also wrong. So I was missing something. All right, is it this move? It's not. And it's not that move. Okay, great. Is it this? I thought about playing that, but it didn't make any sense. So at least I was right about that. Is it? Let me think about this. I actually have no idea what this is, except now I'm coming up with, now I'm seeing something, which is that if I move the queen to this square, I'm threatening checkmate in 1. So it's probably something like that. It was something like that. And now, because this is right square there, I can do this. That was a great puzzle. I lost 20 points out of 2137 rating. It's been played 5,000 times. I should have gotten that one. Absolutely. Now, the first thing I see when I'm looking at this puzzle is that he would like to checkmate me by illegally moving his pawn to that square. Just a joke. By doing this. Now, it is defended, but it's only defended by this. So what he would like to do is he would like me to, say, move my... Well, he has no way of taking the knight. So that's all well and good. Now, one common way of dealing with this situation is by going to this square, or to this square, or to this square. In this case, I can't go to that square because it takes, and I lose the game. So I don't want to do that. I'm trying to undo arrows. Now I'm unable to undo arrows. Now I'm making new arrows. And now I've undone my arrows. So another thing that I'm thinking about, so moving the king to the h8 square is definitely an idea. Another idea is to play this move. Another idea is to go the other way and play that move. There are ups and downs to all of these moves. But where can the queen go? That's one thing I have to ask myself. The queen can go to any of these squares, essentially, so he doesn't have to be afraid of too much. So I'm definitely missing something with this puzzle. What is it? That's not as easy to say. Moving the king would make him have to go to this square, but he could also go to this square or to this square. So I'm wondering to myself if this is not the correct move to play, or if there's a way, on the other hand, that I could block him in. A very difficult puzzle at first glance, but hopefully I can make it easy in the end. You know what? I now am realizing something to myself, which is that I can simply take this if the queen's not on that square. So it just took me a second of looking at this puzzle to realize that the idea is to get the queen off of these squares so that I can take back. And what's the best way of doing that? Well, at first I thought it would be to play with this move or this move. And at second thought, I agree with myself, except only one of these moves takes away all 3 of those squares, and it's this move. And that's the correct move. So now, oh yeah, there is that. Good point. All right, so now, good point, I told myself. It took care of all of those squares. That was the one. That was what I was thinking of. So now I can play this move, of course, and I assume that that is actually the correct move to be played. I just have to wonder, is there any way he has? I wonder if there's any way he has of stopping this. No, I believe that f F5, I want to say F4 every time, is the correct move. Now, he does, that's not a threat enough to not take, I don't think. However, nope, and I can't play that move because then he will take there. So I don't want to do that. I do want to take here. Okay, great. That was a difficult puzzle. At a 2067 rating, and it's been played 5,141 times. This will be the last puzzle I do before I play the Stockfish bot. Okay, so now the first thing I'm seeing when I look at this puzzle is that I have the ability to push a pawn. Now, how does he stop it? Well, one nice thing about this puzzle is that although he's disrupted the communication between my queen and my bishop, he does not have the ability to play that move after I push the pawn. However, does he have any unstoppable threats of checkmate? And I'm noticing that he has only one idea that I see, which would be to play this move, which is very well guarded. So I'm thinking that I actually don't have the best possible solution to this puzzle right now at this moment. However, pushing the pawn is hard to pass up on. After I push the pawn, how is he going to respond to this? Well, it's very difficult for me to immediately say. He also might want to go to that square. And then let's just look at what would happen. I push the pawn. He goes to this square. And then I queen. So his only other way of dealing with it, well, he doesn't have a good way of dealing with it. So I'm thinking that this must be the answer. Although I will state that the idea would be, if this pawn needed to be pushed 2 squares, say if it were right here, push, rook here, push, captures. And then if I were unable to, if I checked him and he moved and I didn't have any more checks, which is maybe true, maybe not true, then he would simply go down. Well, he still couldn't do that, but he could very nearly do something like that. I'm imagining that this is the right answer. Okay, now we see his way of stopping this. And how do I avoid this? Not easily. Although I can play this move. I can play this move. What happens if he plays that? Yeah. What happens if he plays that? This is a very difficult puzzle. And now I also noticed something additionally, that he's going after this rook. So I don't think I want to move the queen. I don't think that would be proper. I can try to defend against this. Or I can try to go to this square. Then if he were to take, I take, and that doesn't seem to offer me a lot either. So I'm thinking I'm missing the move. My assumption is that I'm missing the move. So let me look at this one more time and just be very certain that I'm not able to play anything better than this move. I am thinking that this is probably the correct move, but how does he respond to it? He responds by playing this. Yeah, it's not good. So, I'm wondering. I'm definitely wondering. I assure you that I'm wondering. So I am thinking that this is somehow the correct move. So I'm wondering if he plays that, then I seem to be out of ideas. I could play. How do I do this? I would like to be able to check him somehow. Yeah, I guess I could try for something. I'm wondering, what if I play this move? He goes there. I just lose my piece completely. However, I then play this move. Then he could come back and block like this, and then I take his queen, so he wouldn't do that. I'm thinking that although this is, because I just don't see a better answer, I'm going to go for this idea. And that's wrong. And that's also wrong. I'm glad to see that that was also wrong. Okay, is it this? No, it's not that. Is it this? No, it's not that. Is it this? No. All right. And I'm not going to go for a hint. Let's get this on our own. Could it be this or this? Could it be simply this? It's not. Wow. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Okay, great. What? I need a hint. I got nothing. Is it this? Oh, it's this. Of course. That was extremely hard for me to see. I don't know why. It had a 2311 rating and it's been played 347 times. So now this one will be my last one because I'm quite upset about that last one. The first thing I noticed is that I'll be taking here with the fork. Now, what would stop me from playing this? Not a lot, especially because I have the idea of playing this. And this is a great move because then I'll be unleashing, I will be winning an exchange, number one. However, I do have to consider the fact of what will happen when the knight moves. Well, he would have the ability to take this pawn. Is that something I'm afraid of? Not really. So the better question is there anything else that I have that could possibly be better than this move of taking with the knight? And my answer is going to be there might be, because now that I look closer at the board, I also see that I can check first. Now that gives him one move, and that move would be to go here. And after he goes there, then I would go here. Is there a better sequence? I asked myself. Maybe no. Wait. What if I combine these ideas? What if I take here first? Now his queen has to move to like this square. I mean, yeah, kind of. Okay, great. So I'm just thinking for one last second, and then I'll be all done thinking. Who likes thinking anyways? All right, so there's also this idea of playing this move, which I don't think is the right move. But I'm not sure. I also have the idea of playing this move. Let's go for this. And that's wrong. The check was right. Now this? No. Okay, so I'm obviously missing something. Is it this? No, it's not. Great. Okay, so now I don't have any checks with this. And I don't see why I would play that move, so I don't. Good. At least I don't play that move. That would be a wacky move. Great. All right, sorry. Error. Reboot. All right, great. Welcome to Serious Chess. And today we're going to be playing some chess. All right. It's not this. It's not that. 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 There's no sense. That is the move. That's a fascinating move and one that's almost impossible to see. Can I please see that move again? Let's see that in slow motion. So if he takes here, then I have checkmate. That's an incredibly hard move to see. Has a 2153 rating. It's been played 447 times. And now I will be done. All right, so I'm done. I'm going to play. I have to get my rating back to 2200, even though I already was there just today. So let's play very fast chess. I'm not going to be going for a world record. I'm going to be going ahead and I'm going to be starting at Stockfish level 4. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, I lost half of my time. And I also thought that I had the other pieces, so it's going to be a very difficult game. Okay. And now I have this idea. Let's go back there. Let's go here. Let's still go there. Okay, and he goes there. Who goes there? Okay, and he had a little error there. Okay. So now I can play this move and he can't take back there. Okay. Now he can. Oh, he pushes a pawn. Oh no. I lost a piece, but I didn't lose the game. Okay. Well, that 15 seconds at the beginning came back to haunt me. All right, and now I'm playing on the correct side, so I'm not playing the bird opening anymore. Love it. I have played the bird opening quite a lot, mostly as a result of accidentally thinking that I was on the other side. All right, so now the question is how to best go about this. Let's try to either mess up his pawns or let's go ahead with this. Okay. Now let's shore up the pawns, polyshore up those pawns. And let's develop this and go for a move like this. Great. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's pat castle. And now I should be able to avoid most, if not all, of my most terrifying threats, such as clowns and things that go bump in the night. Okay, let's take there. Now let's go ahead and take there. Now it looks like we have just a slightly losing position. You love to see it. All right, let's go there. I should be able to win the game. I'm playing Stockfish level 4, after all. Not Stockfish level 10. There is no Stockfish level 10. Which is the primary reason that I'm not playing it. Okay, so now I have no way of defending that pawn. Except I can check here. And now I am defending the pawn. Amazing. All right, now let's play this move. And he stops that. All right, that's very smart of him. So now I can just defend that one more time. Okay. Oh, I'm pinned. Yes, that was a good move by him. Okay. However, is it going to be good enough to win the game? Possibly. I don't want him to check me. I can probably win this. No, probably not. I take it back. Oh, nice. And he skewers me. All right. Well, warming up. I didn't say I was warm. In fact, it's quite cold today. But we'll make do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're fine. We're fine. And now I can even take here, but that's risky, so I'm not going to do that. All right, let's go ahead and play this move. And now let's go ahead and play way up here. All right, and we'll take that. We take those. All right, so now I'm wondering if I have any way of checkmating him. I don't see one, but I can play that move. Let's take there. Not really a good move by him. Surprisingly bad. Okay, great. Okay, and now I can take here. Oh, I thought he would take back with the queen. Oh no. And now I'm going to simply take here for the reason that I can play this move. Going after both pawns. I'll win one. One thing leads to another. All right, and now I'll simply play this move. Looks good. All right, let's go back here. Okay, and now I'm simply going to play, well, let's play this move. Okay, great. And I gave myself a little space to escape. All right, and now let's double up. I am defending the pawn. Okay, let's offer the queen trade. Okay, and now let's go here. And now let's go back here. And now let's take the queen trade, allowing to check. And we'll trade off one more pair. Okay, now this should be pretty good. Let's move the king up so that I can play this move. Good. Okay, now I'm defending that pawn and I can go right over here and delegate other more important tasks to my king, like not losing the game. It's not letting me move my mouse. It wasn't letting me move my mouse. So either that's a funny joke by the people at Chess, or it's just an honest mistake. I'm not sure. Probably a computer process that I need to review, such as having multiple mice engaged. Could be jokers who know a way to mess with the whatever kind of systems they use. I don't know. I don't actually really care. As I am playing a robot in chess. And if I really cared all that much about victory, I wouldn't be playing a robot in chess. I'm having a hard time understanding the idea there. So let's go ahead and no, I don't want to do that. I can take here though. Okay. I still don't know exactly what his idea is. So let's go ahead and let's take here. Okay, so now he has ideas in different area codes, but not this one. Oh, I see. He wins that for free. Okay, actually, I bow to you, Stockfish level 4. You did indeed have me on that one. All right. I mostly wanted to do the puzzles. I'm finishing writing my novel this week, which is basically done. I would say that I have almost none left to go. So just finishing that. I couldn't play that move, and yet I did. I can't play that move. Okay. I tried to be tricky, but sometimes the trickiest thing is to rock and rhyme or sing straight on time. Now that's tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky. All right, so now I can play, oh no, I can't play that. All right, let's play this move, and that's a great move. All right, now let's go ahead and play, it doesn't matter. I'll play this move. Okay, and now let's go ahead and, oh, I can't play that move. Good thing I noticed that. Oh, look at him. Okay, now I can quickly play that move to temporarily defend that, go back here, and take this pawn. All right, that was very difficult. Now let's play this move. Let's play this move. And now let's go ahead and play, oh, I can't play that move. Let's play this move. Great. All right, now let's play this move. All right, and now let's take here first, think later. Okay. Let's play that move. And this move. Okay. And all that jazz. I can play this move, maybe. I don't even know if that was really a move. Jeez. Ah. Ah. All right, I got to beat this thing at least once. I beat Stockfish level 4 like every day. All right, I'm playing an Alekhine defense. We have the 2 pawns attack. Doesn't go for the 3 pawns attack. Okay, and this is a terrible opening by him. So it looks like I'm almost definitely going to win. Great. All right, we'll just simply take back. All right, now his threat is to kind of play that, things like that. Let's go ahead and defend that, and then let's play this move. All right, and now let's be inquieto. Okay, he plays that move. Not a problem. Just have to go there. And now let's play that. This will be potentially or definitely avoiding checkmate. Okay, one of the two. Now let's play there just to get out of the scope of his bishop. And we'll move back this way. And we'll simply ignore that. Okay, actually, I think it would be best to maybe take this, actually. Okay, now let's go there. And now I have a pretty good chance of surviving this. I think, but I don't know. Okay, now my bishop scope is open, allowing me to win a pawn, but let's protect this. Okay, maybe I'm being too protective, and I need to go for just a little more oomph, a little more And he does have that, so now I lost the game. Okay, all right, let's play one more time. One more time. All right, this is, sometimes I've watched streams back, and they've been really annoying when I've started just talking. I'm just automatically talking. Like, I'm not saying anything at all. I've said some things about how I'm finishing my novel this week, and that's true. I expect to have a 200-page manuscript available by, I don't know, probably the end of the week, really, but no later than that. Definitely no later than that. Let's take, because I win a pawn, so let's just take the pawn. Okay. Now, let's learn from the last game that we played. And let's go ahead and go here. All right. And now, interesting. So I'm pinned, so let's move there. Oh, I have this. That was bad to not play. Let's play there. All right. And now we can take that for almost free. It's definitely for me. All right. Going for that. Can't get that. Not yet. Okay. I'll take there. And now let's play up there. Okay. Looking good. Oh, I got checkmated. I got checkmated. All right. I just have to win one game. Just to prove it to myself more than anyone, really. That was really disappointing. My story is an anthology collection, much like you would read from Stephen King, Isaac Asimov, Philip K. Dick, or Ray Bradbury. Also, it focuses on many of the same central themes as all of those writers did, which is the increasing prevalence of the surveillance things. Don't want to talk out loud about that. Okay, great. And let's go ahead and let's play this move. Seems to work. I know I don't. That's a joke. Okay. All right, let's take there, even though that kind of defeated the point of me doing that. Now let's play here. And we're going to just go for this pawn. Just play that. Okay, good. Now I don't have to worry about that check. I love it. I'm loving it. And I'd like to take there. Good. And now I have a nice, easy plan to win the game. And part of it, well, now it relies on part of that. Let's go ahead and play there. Now, it's such an easy game plan. Okay. I want to take with the rook, probably. Definitely not. No, I'm just joking. That's fine. Okay, and now let's play this. And let's play this. Okay, great. Okay, and now I can play this move. Let's make his king, well, hang up. Hang on. Don't hang up. Never hang up. And now I'm going to be, ooh. Okay. And now I have to get one more pawn involved. Or this. Defending both pawns. Okay. Ah! Okay. That's checkmate. Great. All right, I won the game. And now I'm just going to get my puzzle rating to hopefully back to 2200, just to make me feel a little bit better, a little bit brighter now. All right, so the first thing I see when I look at this puzzle is that he doesn't have any, well, yeah, no, his threat is to checkmate me in one move. So that's a pretty serious threat. So how do we deal with that? Well, there's only a couple ways. One would be by trying to run away from him, which would fail because of check, move out of the way, checkmate. So that's not going to be a viable option. What is going to be a viable option? Well, there's several ideas, but the first that comes to mind is putting him in check. The first move almost definitely has to be a check. So if I play this move, then the good thing is if he were to, well, so I'll go through my thought process here because I don't want to jump ahead. But if rook to a8, then he could stop it with a combination of these two moves. So I'm wondering to myself, because the queen is also on that line, and I guess I'd like to trade queens. My thought process was, what would happen if I played this move instead? Because the only way that, well, he could still block it the same way, but he could also take there, which would then allow me to check him here and to play this move, but not with check. Not with check. That was the point that I was trying to go for, was to be able to take that, to do that with check. So the first move has to be a check. And I also have this bishop I'm noticing. So the first move has to be a check, though. So I'm wondering, what if I sacrifice my queen? As sometimes that does work. But in this case, I think it actually might. Because I check. He can't move there. If he goes there, then I'll have checkmate in 2, 1, 2. And was that right? Something like that was right. So if I take with the queen, he's not going to go there. Yeah, I think that was right. And then he would take there. And then the idea would be to put him in check with this. Wait, with that? Is that right? Or wouldn't it be with this? But then he would be able, yeah. That works. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right. Yet again, unlike me, this works. Okay. Just double checking my math. If I go here, that's my new joke. That's my new joke this year. I hope you enjoy. And that's going to be a checkmate. Great. I gained 14 points. That had a puzzle rating of 2093. It's been played 3,691 times. And I'll just go for a quick look at this. Now, the first thing I see when I look at this puzzle is that the knight is pinned. So even though it might seem like I can't play a move like this, well, I can't because of the queen, but otherwise I could. So a better example would be this move. I can play this move because the knight can't move anywhere. Not well, it's in the scope of the rook. So I'm thinking to myself, what if I do play this move? And he would be able to go there. He would be able to go there. Otherwise, these would all be blocked off. After that, there's not much after that. The other idea is that I do see that if I played this move, because he can't do that, then I would presumably, I wouldn't be winning the queen. But so if I go here, he would have to go, let's see, the squares that we would be blocked off would be this one. Just that one. But if he were then to go there or there, well, if he were to go there, then I would be able to play this move. And no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to play that move. I'm trying to find a way that I can play this move at some point. Or can I do that right now? Can I do that right now? I'm thinking I might be able to win the queen if I take this right now. Because if he takes back there, then I check here. Then he can't stop. Then I win the queen. And because I'm looking at the other moves I have, like I'll look at one other move I haven't looked at yet, which is this move. I didn't actually look at what happens after this move. Did I? Or did I? I think I did. He can't go to those squares. So we would have to go up or there. And I just don't see a checkmate. I simply don't see a checkmate. And yet, the other thing that I was looking at was that when I do play this move, the king has to go to, he can go to that square, or he can go to that square. But in any case, when I take the queen, he takes back with that. So why don't I just win that queen? And that's going to be right. Great. All right, so that had a puzzle rating of 2162. It's been played 612 times, and my puzzle rating is back to 2208. So I'll be back at about 12 midnight, New York time. Until then, take it easy. An apple a day. What's the saying? The doctor, you don't need to go to the doctor if you eat an apple a day, but it rhymes. Well, if you live in the Big Apple, I guess you won't be seeing a doctor for a very long time. All right, well, I guess that's part